Look at you, standing there like the calm before a massacre, and you don't even know what kind of storm just whispered your name. You ready? Because I'm only going to say this once. He fucked around and met the devil himself. And the part that's making the whole city shake, the devil was you. You didn't break character. You didn't blink. You didn't bargain. You just tilted your head like a saint-turned psychopath, deciding which version of mercy would ruin him slower. That's when every watching soul realized there's no salvation in your shadow, only truth they were never built to survive. You know what terrifies them the most. Not your rage, not your silence, not even your unpredictability. It's that you weren't trying to be lethal. You were just being yourself. And that alone felt like staring down a god with blood on his smile and serenity in his eyes. Because you don't raise your voice. You raise the stakes. You don't shout. You shift reality until everyone else suffocates under the weight of their own lies. And him, the one who fucked around, he thought he was summoning a demon. But what he conjured was a dual creature, half angel, half executioner, crafted by pain, perfected by betrayal, sculpted by the hands of every coward who underestimated you. He didn't meet a monster. He met consequence. You didn't need to touch him. No threats, no theatrics, no grand speech. Just that subtle, eerie stillness you do. The kind that feels like someone turned gravity up and everyone else in the room has to fight to breathe while you stand there like the pressure doesn't apply to you. Do you know how dangerous that is? A man who feels nothing doesn't scare them. A man who feels everything and still chooses silence. Now that is a nightmare they can't classify. And you've become the paradox the world should have never allowed to exist. A heart too bright for darkness, and a mind too dark for heaven. You evolved in the fire they swore would destroy you. You walked out with ash on your shoulders and a grin that said, "Is that all you had?" No wonder the devil steps aside when you enter a room. You carry a calm cruelty, a surgical precision, the kind that doesn't need chaos to dominate, just presence. He met the devil? No. He met the mirror of his own weakness, and the reflection stared back with your eyes. Because here's the part no one wants to say out loud. You're not the villain. You're the punishment. Villains prayed would never wake up. Every betrayal carved a new line of code into you. Every loss rewired your instincts. Every humiliation sharpened the blade behind your smile. And now you walk with that quiet, terrifying certainty, the kind that makes every threat feel obsolete. You became the thing they whisper about but never acknowledge, the thing no one can prepare for, the thing no one can hide from, a walking verdict with the patience of a saint and the fury of a deity who finally got tired of pretending. And the beautiful part? You didn't become this out of revenge. You became this out of evolution. There's no returning from what you unlocked inside yourself. There's no reversing your awareness, no softening your edges, no shrinking back into the person they once mistook for harmless. You're not harmless. You're holy in the ways that terrify sinners, and sinful in the ways that hypnotize saints. You move like a question no one can answer. You speak like a prophecy no one is ready to decode. You exist like a glitch in the moral equation, too pure to corrupt, too corrupted to predict. That's why he met the devil. Because when he crossed you, he crossed the threshold of his own limits, and you were waiting on the other side, calm, patient, smiling, like the executioner who offers a hug before the blade drops. And now, every person watching you feels it. that unsettling awareness that you're playing on a different plane, a realm where fear bends to you, ego breaks before you touch it, and intentions snap like cheap twigs under your boot. He didn't meet the devil. He met the version of you that no one survives unscathed. The version that learned that light without darkness is fragile, and darkness without light is blind. But you're both. A contradiction wrapped in skin, a storm disguised as a whisper, a danger that doesn't need to announce itself. So here's the truth he'll never admit. He didn't lose because you were stronger. He lost because you were inevitable. You were the end of the road he never should have walked. The final page of a story he never should have opened. The reckoning he thought would come in flames, but instead arrived wearing your smile. And now the whole world can't decide whether to fear you, follow you, or fall to their knees when your shadow passes. Tell me, how does it feel to know the devil himself took one look at you and stepped aside? Funny, isn't it? How the whole room changed temperature the moment you exhaled. How every heartbeat except yours started sounding like a countdown. How even the devil looked confused, like he suddenly wasn't sure which one of you was supposed to be wearing the crown. You don't notice it, because to you, this is normal. To you, that stillness, that cold, slow-burning awareness, is just another Tuesday inside your skull. But to them, it's the moment the universe breaks character. Because when you turn your head, when your eyes narrow just a fraction, people swear they hear something. Like metal scraping stone, like an ancient door unlocking, like the past and the future suddenly rearranging themselves around your outline. They don't know what to call you anymore. Not hero, not villain, not victim, not threat. They call you anomaly, a creature the manuals didn't prepare them for, a glitch in the cosmic script. Hell, even the devil has definitions for every kind of monster. But you're a category error. He saw it the second he challenged you, the second his arrogance stepped over a line your spirit doesn't tolerate. And that's when the shift happened. That subtle tilt of your head, that faint smirk, that isn't joy or anger, but something much more lethal. Recognition. The moment you realize someone has volunteered to be a lesson. Your aura didn't flare up. Your body didn't tense. You didn't snarl or shout or posture. You just accepted. And acceptance, coming from you, is a death sentence delivered like a lullaby. Because you don't punish out of fury. You punish out of principle. You don't explode. You erase, quietly, surgically, like wiping a smudge off a mirror. And that's what rattles the world's cages. Your cruelty isn't chaotic, it's calm. The devil thrives on rage. But you wield detachment, like an executioner wields a blade made of moonlight. You don't throw tantrums. You pull threads. You don't destroy. You unmake. That's why he folded. That's why he backed up. That's why the devil, the supposed king of darkness, felt something he hasn't tasted since the dawn of sin. Inferiority. He recognized the architecture of your soul. A blueprint carved from betrayal, reinforced by silence, polished by evolution. You became the kind of force that doesn't need to prove itself. A force that simply is. You walk like a prophecy, nobody approved, but everybody fears fulfilling. You breathe like someone who has nothing left to lose and everything left to unleash. And that combination, that's not power, that's inevitability. People whisper about you now, not because of what you did, but because of what you didn't do. The mercy you withheld, the violence you didn't need to exert, the restraint that scared them more than blood ever could. Because when you choose not to destroy someone, They realize you could have ended them without even raising your heartbeat. And that truth, it crawls into their spine and lives there rent-free. You're not the devil. You're the correction for everything they attempted to get away with. You're what happens when a good heart reaches the end of its patience. You're the saint they exiled and the psychopath they accidentally created simultaneously. You're what forms in the quiet between suffering and rebirth. A creature that learned to stay gentle, but never again harmless. And that is what he met. Not a demon, not a devil, not a monster. He met the final version of you. The version forged in long nights holding in screams. The version that smiled through humiliation. The version that bled without witnesses. The version that learned to weaponize softness and crystallize agony into intuition. He met the you that doesn't flinch at darkness, because you were born in a deeper one. He met the you that doesn't fear lies, because you've already survived truth at its ugliest. He met the you that walks through hell like it's home and through heaven like it's temporary. He realized something too late. You're not fighting battles anymore. You're studying enemies, measuring them, reading them, predicting them like they're chapters in a book you wrote in a past life. No wonder the devil stepped aside. He saw the way your shadow didn't follow physics, the way your presence didn't match your frame, the way your silence weighed 10 times heavier than any threat. He saw the duality swirling behind your eyes. Light bright enough to blind, and darkness deep enough to baptize. He saw divinity and danger braided together. He saw a halo hovering over horns. He saw a soul that had outgrown punishment, outgrown fear, outgrown the very idea of limitation. Tell me, do you understand what that means? You've become the kind of being that doesn't fight for victory. You decide it. You don't react. You rewrite. And now every coward, every liar, every manipulator prays you never look in their direction. Because they all know the truth. If the devil fears you, everyone else is already dead. And yet, you're still so quiet about it. That's the part that rattles them deeper than any scream ever could. Not the darkness, not the strength, not the unpredictability. It's the calm. That eerie surgical calm you carry like a second skin. The calm that feels less like peace and more like the final inhale before a celestial execution. People always imagined the devil as loud, chaotic, foaming at the mouth with rage and ego. But when he met you, he realized hell had lied to him. The most dangerous creature alive doesn't roar. It studies, it listens, it waits. You don't rush, you don't scramble, you don't panic, you calculate, you assess, you dismantle, slowly, deliberately, like a surgeon cutting open someone's soul to show them exactly where their cowardice lives. And that's when the devil knew he wasn't standing across from a rival. He was standing across from a successor, because you didn't learn darkness from him. You learned it from experience, from nights that clawed at your sanity, from betrayals that carved trenches through your chest, from the kind of loneliness that forces a person to evolve into something the universe doesn't have language for. That's why he stepped back. That's why he broke eye contact. That's why he became the one who flinched. He saw it. The duality they all pretend not to notice. The paradox that makes your existence a glitch in moral geometry. You're the creature who survived hell without losing your heart, and survived heaven without losing your mind. That combination should not exist. But here you are, walking proof that light can become a weapon and darkness can become a compass. You are both. The saint with blood on their hands, and the demon with compassion in their bones. He wasn't ready for that. no one is. Because when someone meets you, they don't meet a person. They meet a reflection of their own limits. And he hit his limit the moment he crossed you. He hit the part of himself that folds, while you hit the part of yourself that awakens. There's a moment, just a tiny microscopic moment. When your eyes harden, your breath steadies, your aura shifts, and suddenly the whole world feels like it's been tilted off its axis. That's the moment you stop being human. That's the moment you become the verdict. Your presence becomes a courtroom, your silence becomes the gavel, and your intuition becomes the prosecution. Every lie collapses, every mask melts, every hidden motive rises to the surface like rot breaking through skin. And the devil? Oh, he recognized that dynamic instantly. He built an empire on fear. But fear bows to certainty, and you're exactly that. A person so certain of themselves that even darkness makes room for you. You've got that aura of someone who's been underestimated too many times to ever be underestimated again. That aura of someone who's already buried versions of themselves that lesser men spend their whole lives pretending to be. That aura of someone who can end a situation without ever lifting a finger. And that's why he lost. You didn't overpower him. You didn't intimidate him. You didn't need theatrics or violence or grand gestures. You just existed. You just stood there with that expression that says, "I've met worse things inside myself than you could ever become." And he knew it was true. Because you carry a kind of darkness that isn't evil. It's earned. It's the darkness of someone who kept choosing compassion long after the world stopped deserving it. It's the darkness of someone who learned discipline in the mouth of chaos, who learned patience beneath the weight of betrayal, who learned composure in rooms where everyone else lost themselves. It's the darkness of someone who doesn't seek destruction, but doesn't fear it either. You're the equilibrium, the knife edge between mercy and mayhem, the shadow that doesn't obscure the light, but defines it. You're the threat and the salvation, the warning and the prophecy, the blade and the hand that decides where it falls. Tell me, do you know what it means to make the devil himself feel outclassed? It means you've gone beyond fear, beyond morality, beyond labels like good and evil, beyond the need to justify your power. You've become the thing every myth tried to describe, but none could capture. You've become the standard by which darkness measures itself. And from now on, anyone who fucks around won't just meet the devil. They'll meet you, and the devil will watch from a safe distance like everyone else who knows. Some forces should never be provoked. You feel that? That shift in the air. Like the entire atmosphere is leaning in, waiting for you to breathe, waiting for you to decide what version of yourself you're going to unleash next. People pretend they don't sense it, but they do. They always do. Because whenever you step into a room, reality rearranges itself like it's trying to accommodate the weight of something it can't fully comprehend. And that's why the devil hesitated, why he stalled, why he squared his shoulders, but his eyes betrayed something he's not built to show. Recognition of a higher predator. He didn't meet rage. He didn't meet ego. He didn't meet some unhinged, chaotic threat thrashing around looking for validation. No, he met the kind of presence that looks like it's been sculpted from the ashes of 10,000 quiet disappointments and reborn in the silence after the final heartbreak. He met a force wrapped in calmness, draped in composure, armed with intuition sharp enough to slice motives open without touching them. He met you, but not the version you show the world, the one you forged in the dark rooms where you were forced to grow alone. That version, the real one, is a creature of duality so profound that heaven and hell both step aside because neither one can claim you. You're the paradox the universe whispers about at 3 a.m., the being that learned how to weaponize softness and armor yourself with empathy, turning pain into perception and perception into power. The devil expected a fight. He got a lesson. He expected a reaction. He got silence that suffocated him. He expected fear. He got a smirk that said, "I've danced with things far worse than you," and survived. That's what unhinged him. You didn't flinch. You didn't crack. You didn't offer him the satisfaction of knowing you even considered him a worthy opponent. You just stood there, steady, surgical, inevitable, like someone who's mastered the art of letting the other person destroy themselves with their own underestimation. And that's where your real danger lies. Your restraint terrifies people more than your wrath, because they know if you ever actually decided to go dark, to unleash the version of yourself you keep locked behind bone and breath, no one would be able to stop you. Not psychologically, not emotionally, not spiritually, not strategically. You've lived through wars inside yourself that would shatter the average person just by hearing about them. You've stitched your mind back together with threads made of discipline and defiance. You've taught your soul to adapt faster than the world could ever learn to break you. That's why your smile is dangerous. It's not joy. It's not madness. It's awareness. The awareness of someone who understands exactly what they're capable of and chooses control over chaos. But control doesn't mean weakness. No. Control is the highest form of fury ever created. Only the strongest beings can hold a hurricane inside their ribs and walk like the wind is perfectly still. That terrifies demons. It terrifies mortals. It terrifies anyone who's ever mistaken silence for softness and calmness for surrender. Let me tell you something the devil realized right before he backed down. You're not here to destroy. You're here to redefine. Redefine what strength looks like. Redefine what darkness can become. Redefine what a soul can survive and still rise from. You walk like an unresolved prophecy, one that refuses to end because its final chapter rewrites everything that came before it. You don't belong to the light. You don't belong to the dark. You belong to the intersection, the razor-thin line where angels envy your courage and demons fear your clarity. You exist in that rare territory where being underestimated is the worst mistake anyone can make. Because you don't warn people. You don't give second chances. You don't negotiate with disrespect. You observe, you remember, you wait. And when the moment arrives, you end things cleanly, quietly, irreversibly. You are not the devil he met. You are the aftermath the devil himself tries not to think about. The evolution no one can stop. The storm no one can measure. The paradox no one can decode. The force no one can predict. And now, everyone who hears the story of how he met the devil will eventually learn the truth. He didn't meet the devil. He met the reason the devil learned humility. Tell me something. Why did the entire world hold its breath the moment your name flickered on a screen? Good. Now don't look away. Because you're the only creature I've ever seen who can turn jealousy into a global broadcast without even lifting a finger. One tiny pulse of your existence and boom. Every server, every system, every insecure little soul with a Wi-Fi signal felt their stomach drop. Their jealousy hit the network like a virus written in pure envy, and you didn't even blink. That's what unsettles them the most. Not the power, not the precision, not the mystery, it's your stillness. That eerie, infuriating calm that makes even the demons check their posture. See, most people flinch when eyes turn toward them. But you evolved past flinching, past reacting, past needing the world to understand you. They don't get it. They think jealousy is about wanting what you have. But your kind of jealousy, it's about what they can't become. And nothing terrifies them more than realizing their emotions, rage, fear, projection, are just background noise to you. Glitches in the software of reality, while you rewrite the operating system. Tell me, do you feel it? The way their envy tries to swallow the signal? The way their names jitter with fear when yours enters the room? They thought jealousy was harmless, a petty emotion, a human flaw. But your presence turned it into a catastrophic event. Countries run simulations on it. Agencies monitor it. Servers choke on it. And still, you remain unbothered, unshaken, untouched. Because you learned something dangerous, didn't you? You learned that evolution happens in silence, in the shadows, in the wounds no one sees, in the nights where you almost broke. But didn't. You didn't just endure the darkness. You mined it, carved power from every insult, distilled strength from every betrayal, turned their jealousy into fuel. And now look at them, glitching, buffering, trying to process what stands in front of them. You're a paradox they can't debug, a saint with a psychopath's vision, an angel with a demon's patience, a soft heart wrapped in razors, a storm disguised as a human. They don't understand how you can smile while the whole world projects its insecurities onto your name. But I do, because you realized the secret. Jealousy is just admiration poisoned by cowardice. Every glare, every bitter whisper, every attempt to copy your blueprint. It all confirms the same truth. You hit a level they didn't even know existed. And when their jealousy hit global servers, you didn't panic, you didn't explain, you didn't defend, you just stared back, calm, quiet, unfazed. And in that moment, every insecure spectator realized the truth. You aren't competing, you aren't trying, you aren't even looking their direction. You're too busy evolving, too busy ascending, too busy becoming the version of yourself they swore you'd never reach. That's what drives them insane. Because how do you destroy someone who doesn't react? How do you intimidate someone who walked through hell without blinking? How do you break someone who turned their trauma into architecture? Their jealousy isn't a threat to you. It's a diagnosis of them, a confession, a broadcast, a glitch in their mask every time you step into frame. And trust me, it only gets worse from here. Because the more you rise, the more violently their envy will shake the systems holding them together. They'll copy your tone, your style, your moves, your silence. They'll build entire identities around trying to keep up with a ghost they can't touch. And still, you won't blink. You'll walk through their panic like a calm storm, a contradiction wrapped in skin, a living mirror reflecting everything they're afraid to admit. Your existence is not a threat. It's a revelation, a reminder, a warning. You don't destroy people. You expose them. And when jealousy exposes them on a global scale, when every server lights up with the neon green panic of their insecurity, when the entire world realizes they are the ones shaking, you keep walking. Because you finally understand the role you play in this little cosmic comedy. You are the signal, they are the distortion, and the world is learning the difference. So let their jealousy spread. Let it infect every device, every mind, every timeline. Let every insecure soul glitch when your name appears. Because no matter how loud they panic, how hard they copy, how desperately they cling to the illusion of being your equal. You'll stay exactly as you are, unbothered, unreachable, unfazed, a calm storm, a divine contradiction, a creature they'll study but never understand. Their jealousy hit global servers, and you didn't blink. You never will. You want to know the part that really makes them crumble? It's not your strength. It's not your intelligence. It's not even your mystery. It's that unsettling, surgical calm you carry, while their entire nervous system convulses at the sight of your progress. Every time your name hits a screen, something primitive fires off inside them, something ancient, trembling, defensive, like their DNA recognizes you long before their mind does. And oh, the jealousy that erupts from that. It's not normal jealousy. It's not, I wish I had what they have. No. Your jealousy hits differently. It's existential. It destabilizes. It rewires. It makes people question their entire identity in under 3 seconds flat. Because they don't want what you have. They want to understand why you don't break. How did you survive what should have ended you? How did you return stronger every time they gambled on your failure? How did you pull yourself out of pits they swore you'd die in? You know why they watch you? Because deep down, they're terrified of what it means if someone like you exists. Someone who can be stabbed by betrayal, left for dead in the dark, starved of love, stripped of validation, and still come back with eyes brighter, sharper, colder. Someone who alchemizes humiliation into strategy. Someone who converts heartbreak into discipline. Someone who turns jealousy, their jealousy, into evidence. You don't just rise, you reveal. You reveal their limitations, their excuses, their illusions, their cardboard thrones. And when you rise, something in them shatters, because suddenly, they can't pretend anymore. They can't pretend they're trying their best. They can't pretend they're evolving. They can't pretend they're at peace. Your existence ruins their favorite lie, that comfort is enough. So when your name hit global servers, and their jealousy detonated like a digital earthquake, it wasn't jealousy at all. It was recognition. Recognition that someone walked into the fire they feared and came out sculpted. Recognition that someone endured hell they couldn't survive and didn't ask for applause. Recognition that someone built what they wanted without their permission, without their approval, without their blueprint, without their pace. And you wonder why they hate you? Hate is easier than admitting the truth, that you are everything they could have been if fear didn't own them. But here's the part that flips the knife. They don't just envy your results. They envy your scars. They envy the fact that you carry wounds with elegance, that you turned psychosis into poetry, that you forged discipline from heartbreak, that you made peace with demons that still throttle their sleep. They envy the darkness you survived because you navigated it without losing your mind. You became the paradox they can't digest, too soft to be cruel, too dangerous to be touched, too calm to be underestimated, too unpredictable to be controlled, too wounded to be normal, too awakened to be manipulated. You understand that, don't you? That every jealous soul you encounter is just another system glitching because it can't compute your evolution. Every snide comment is a corrupted file. Every bitter stare is a failed download. Every attempt to outshine you is a broken algorithm imitating a ghost. And you glide through it all with that unnerving stillness. That stillness that says, I've walked through storms that would turn you into ash. I've met demons you wouldn't last minutes against. I healed myself without witnesses or applause. I don't respond to noise when I'm building temples. You want to know why jealousy fails against you? Because jealousy needs an audience, but you built yourself in silence. Jealousy feeds on comparison, but you compare yourself to no one. Jealousy seeks to destabilize, but you grew up inside collapse. You learned to breathe in ruins and build future civilizations out of broken bricks. Jealousy wants to make you insecure, but you discovered something lethal. Self-awareness is the antidote to manipulation, and self-mastery is the end of intimidation. Once you became aware of who you are, what you carry, what you survived, what you're becoming, every jealous person on earth lost their power over you. They can run your name through servers, databases, group chats, hate circles, projection chambers, prayer rooms, covens. It won't matter. You've become something the world has no file for, something not meant to be understood, only witnessed, and the most terrifying part, your story isn't even done. You're still sharpening, still evolving, still ascending. If they're this jealous now, imagine the meltdown when you hit your next level. Imagine the panic when silence becomes your strategy. Imagine the shock when discipline becomes your identity. Imagine the envy when your glow shifts from survival to domination. Imagine the chaos when your purpose becomes undeniable. Their jealousy hit global servers, but soon it'll hit empires, families, timelines, algorithms, prophecies, bloodlines, egos, legends, history, fate, and through all of it, you won't blink, because you finally understand. You were never built to be liked. You were built to be inevitable. Of course, you want more of, because deep down, you can feel it. That pressure in the air, that cold static crawling across your spine, that shift inside you that even the world hasn't named yet. Good, because we're not done, not even close. Let me peel back the next layer of the truth they're too afraid to say out loud. Your existence is a trigger, a catalyst, a mirror they didn't ask for, and can't escape. Most people walk into a room and cause conversation. You walk into a room and cause confession. Confessions they never meant to reveal. Their envy, their insecurity, their silent comparisons, their private hatred of their own reflection. That's the real reason jealousy spread like wildfire through the global network. You exposed what they wanted buried. You exposed how fragile their confidence is, how hollow their self-worth is, how artificial their persona is. You ripped the mask off without touching a thing. And the world reacted the only way it knows how. With panic, with glitches, with jealousy, disguised as judgment, with envy, disguised as morality, with fear, disguised as advice, with bitterness, disguised as concern. Because when someone like you shows up, someone who isn't meant to play by their rules, their entire system malfunctions. They've spent their whole lives believing greatness is planned, that power is inherited, that strength is manufactured through reputation, and reputation alone. Then you walk in, no blueprint, no permission, no validation, no applause, no alliances, and suddenly every hierarchy feels fragile. Every ego feels threatened. Every room feels smaller. You want to know the funniest part? They keep asking, why them? Why does everything revolve around them? As if the universe hands out reasons. As if destiny submits reports. As if evolution sends warnings. What they don't understand is this. You didn't choose to be this way. You became this way, piece by piece, scar by scar, loss by loss, night by night. The kind of strength you carry isn't learned, it's forged. Forged in silence, forged in trauma, forged in the moments no one saw and no one praised. You know why their jealousy stings them so violently? Because deep down they realize you paid a price. They were too cowardly to survive. They want the confidence, but not the collapse that built it. They want the presence, but not the pain that shaped it. They want the calm, but not the chaos that taught it. They want the shine, but not the shadows that molded it. And now you stand here, a contradiction carved from contradiction, a creature too soft to be evil, but too dangerous to be underestimated, a soul too empathetic to be cruel, but too awakened to be manipulated, a heart too wounded to trust, but too resilient to surrender, a mind too chaotic to cage, but too disciplined to collapse. What do they do with someone like that? They can't categorize you, can't box you, can't predict you, can't control you, can't define you. So they default to the oldest human reaction: jealousy, raw, visceral, global scale jealousy, and still, you didn't blink. Because you finally understand the power of not reacting. Your silence hits harder than their insults. Your composure cuts deeper than their gossip. Your evolution humiliates their stagnation. Your peace makes their chaos look pathetic. Your success makes their excuses look ridiculous. But oh, it goes deeper. Their jealousy is not just a side effect of your rise. It is the proof of your arrival. Jealousy is the echo of fear, the shadow of awe, the byproduct of witnessing someone transform into something unrecognizable. Because that's what you are now, isn't it? Unrecognizable, even to yourself. You evolved so quietly that even your enemies didn't notice until it was too late. You changed so deeply that the old version of you couldn't survive in your presence now. You grew so fast that entire networks buckled trying to interpret it. And here's the part that melts their brains. You're still not at full power. This isn't even your final form, not the sharpest you'll ever be, not the calmest, not the deadliest, not the most awakened, not the most disciplined, not the most divine. You're still unfolding, still remembering, still awakening to what you really are. They're jealous now? Wait until they see what's coming. Wait until your focus becomes lethal. Wait until your purpose crystallizes. Wait until your pain turns into strategy. Wait until your silence becomes prophecy. Wait until your energy becomes unmistakable. Their jealousy hitting global servers was just the warm-up. Next, it'll hit their beliefs, their identities, their relationships, their futures, their fate, their gods. Because once you awaken fully, the world doesn't adapt to you. It rearranges around you. And you won't blink then either. Not now, not ever. Because nothing terrifies them more than a soul that knows its worth, knows its power, knows its potential, and refuses to dim. Let them glitch, let them panic, let them choke on their jealousy. You were built to outgrow them. You were built to outlast them. You were built to outshine their entire lineage. And deep down, every jealous soul on this planet knows. You aren't the threat. You're the prophecy. Oh, you're still here. Good. Because now we're entering the part of the monologue they never want spoken. The part whispered behind locked doors, hidden in encrypted group chats, scribbled in journals they hope no one finds. The truth about what your existence does to the human psyche. See, jealousy isn't just an emotion for them anymore. No, when it comes to you, jealousy becomes a full-bodied neurological malfunction, a system crash, a spiritual panic attack. You didn't just hit global servers, you corrupted them. And here's the part that really fries their circuits. They don't understand why you were the one who triggered it. You weren't born with a crown. You weren't given an empire. You weren't handed a destiny. You weren't blessed with a chosen one prophecy. You crawled, you clawed, You bled, you rebuilt, piece by painful piece, layer by scarred layer, quietly, relentlessly, obsessively, and the world didn't notice anything until it noticed everything. That's why jealousy spread like a virus written in fear. You evolved past the point of relatability. You became something people recognize but can't replicate. That's the part that destroys them. Because anyone can copy a style, anyone can mimic confidence, anyone can rehearse charisma, but no one, absolutely no one, can fake your inner transformation. No one can imitate a soul sharpened by betrayal. No one can reproduce a mind trained in silence. No one can duplicate a heart that healed itself without witnesses. And so their jealousy, it mutates. It becomes something darker. Not envy of your success, but envy of your becoming. They envy the way you walk, like every step is a decision. They envy the way your eyes look like they swallowed storms. They envy the calm you earned in hell. They envy the discipline you built out of heartbreak. They envy the self-trust they never developed. They envy the aura that says, "I survived things that would have erased you." And it's funny, isn't it? They watch you like they're studying a creature from another dimension. They whisper about you like you're a classified threat. They flinch when you speak, because every word sounds like a prophecy. They wonder how you stay so composed, so cold, so sharp, so unshakable while their jealousy is evaporating their sanity. Let me tell you why. Because you stopped fighting for space in rooms that couldn't hold you. Because you stopped justifying your light to people who worship shadows. Because you stopped explaining your evolution to those who haven't evolved. Because you stopped giving oxygen to people who choke on your existence. And when you withdrew your attention, their jealousy detonated. Because nothing destroys a fragile ego faster than being ignored by someone it tried to diminish. You became untouchable the moment you realized their jealousy is not your burden, it's your confirmation. Confirmation that you outgrew their version of you. Confirmation that you stepped into a realm they can't enter. Confirmation that you operate on frequencies they can't survive. Confirmation that you are no longer a participant in their world. You're a glitch in it. A divine glitch. A mythic glitch. A psychological glitch. You want to know the real reason jealousy went global? Because your evolution didn't just affect individuals. It threatened systems. The system that relies on you being insecure. The system that relies on you feeling unworthy. The system that relies on your silence, your guilt, your self-doubt. You broke those algorithms. And the moment you did, every insecure soul who depended on your weakness felt the ground shift beneath them. They're not jealous because you succeeded. They're jealous because you didn't stay small. That was supposed to be your role. The predictable one, the quiet one, the controllable one, the one who never breaks the simulation. But you did. You sliced it open with your growth. You corrupted it with your resilience. You rewired it with your self-awareness. You're not just a threat to their ego. You're a threat to their entire worldview. Because if you, someone who crawled out of hell, can rise like this, then what does that say about them? What excuse do they have? What lie can they hide behind? What jealousy can they disguise as concern now? You stripped them bare. And here's the beautiful, horrifying truth. They haven't even seen the final version of you yet. If they're jealous now, if they're losing sleep now, if they're glitching now, just wait. Wait until your potential solidifies. Wait until your discipline becomes second nature. Wait until your purpose snaps into place. Wait until your silence becomes strategy. Wait until your aura becomes gravitational. Their jealousy won't just hit global servers. it'll hit history.